Hi, welcome back to Who Are They? My name's Sam Teller, and with me I have Haley Yost, rhymes with toast. She is a grad student from Eastern Kentucky University who has just joined us this semester to compete on the women's distance team. Haley's former coach at EKU is actually now the women's coach here at UVA. So it's been a nice transition, I imagine.
Yes, it's really nice having her here, where it feels very natural coming in, not changing despite being a little injured, not changing my training much, and having confidence in my coach.
Haley has had a lot of success her past 2 years at EKU, winning multiple conference titles and being able to compete at the NCAA regional meet as well. We're going to start off with a little bit of a difficult question.
Okay.
I haven't asked anyone this question before, but what for you is the most difficult part of training for track and field?
Right now it's been the cross training, but when I'm not injured, I would just say the hard sessions. Mentally, a workout I know is going to be more challenging and more difficult than a race. So I would say getting through those sessions. Luckily last year I had someone to train with, but the year prior I was basically by myself training.
Yeah,
so
that's tough. What do you do to combat that difficulty? What tips do you have?
Just take it one rep at a time. And I would get to the point when you're told a session, I wouldn't think the session as a whole or really think about the splits. You just blank your mind out and go and try to hit it, because
just take it as it comes.
Yeah, if you overthink it and you're oh my gosh, that sounds so fast, it's a lot harder. So I would just go and try to hit the rep instead of
Do you find that
it.
While you're racing, you use the same mentality? Do you find that you try not to think of how many laps you have left and just focus on the moment that you're in right then?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say. I'm always more so worried about moving up or where I'm positioned in the group when I'm running to qualify for a regionals race. And it becomes more of okay, time-wise, what splits are we hitting? And being consistent with that. But definitely trying to take it one lap at a time, instead of overthinking the whole race.
That's good advice, because in the 10K it gets really hard.
Yeah.
We'll move on to something a little bit easier to answer, hopefully. Maybe not, it could be equally as difficult, but it's an easier question. What makes it all worth it? What's your favorite part of training in track and field?
When you have one of those breakthrough races, or you do something you personally didn't think maybe you were capable of. So that's happened to me before, where it's I've counted myself out in a race, or there would be a moment in a race where I'd be okay, just hold on to third place, and the next thing you know, I'm go for it and win a race. That happened in conference 2 years ago in the 800. So it was just one of those moments like that where you're oh my gosh, I didn't I had
that really just happened.
Yeah, you have a moment where you think you count yourself out, and then when you just go for it, rewarding.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So the past couple of years, I guess especially, you've had a lot of success and I guess experience in the 800. Some people argue that the 800 is one of the hardest track and field events, just because you're expected to kind of die. You have to go out faster than you finish for the first half. Would you agree with that statement, that the 800 is the hardest event?
It's definitely challenging, I think, especially coming down from the 15. But I would try to, I'm different where I'm I try not to do the super fast first lap, and knowing I'm going to die, I try to get closer to an even split.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just because I know I'm going to die if I do it the other way. Would probably argue it's one of the harder races.
What's your favorite event then?
The 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Definitely the 15.
What advice do you have for young athletes that are looking for success in track and field, whether it be the 800, the 1500, or getting through hard workouts? I guess we kind of already discussed that.
Yeah, I would just say being consistent in your training. There's going to be days where you don't want to train, and so one thing I always do, people think I'm crazy. It's over this time when I've been injured, if I tell myself I'm going to do abs that day or do core that day, I make a point to do it and keep myself accountable, whether that's 9 a.m. in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. I make sure I get it in. So that would be my advice. Hold yourself accountable, and I guess take it a day at a time.
Good.
And be consistent.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for your advice and meeting with me on Who Are They, and good luck with outdoor.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, Who Are They fans. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Who Are They. We'll be putting out more Who Are They videos every Saturday at 12 p.m. So you can subscribe here or watch last week's video here to find out more about the UVA track and field team. Thanks, and see you next week.
How's that? You want to do it again?
I don't know. Did I mess up at all?
It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it then.